All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And this one is called Hoover Federal Indictment Paperwork. Lady Duck and PK4 RICO. Trafficking Enterprise. This is some hot shit going on all over LA right now. All over all the fucking LA sites, blog sites. And everybody like the Hoovers was hit with a RICO indictment. Let's see what the fuck. Let's get the details, man. Fill us in. Fill us in.
Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, and we back on the west side of South Central with the Hoover RICO indictment. Now we only 5 months down the line from when the 6-0s got wrapped up in the RICO, and the feds stayed in the city and came over to Fig, taking down 11 people where they got some nasty allegations. And I gotta say, I gotta give a warning to y'all that's listening. It's gonna be some raw details with what the feds are alleging these defendants have done. Now again, everything is just allegations. They innocent until proven guilty. But you already know how the feds is coming, man. They've done their homework and they really started it by piecing together everything about the Hoovers. Now,
all right, look, before we even get into this, man, let me just talk to all y'all youngins just real quick, real briefly, man. Stay off the internet, dog. Stay off if you live in the life of crime, hear me out. I know it's tempting. I know it looks good when I could go on here and get 100,000 views for talking reckless, blah, 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 blah. But that ain't the attention that you want when you live in this type of lifestyle. You want to stay off the grid as much as possible from them people. You don't even want your face there. And that's what our era was. Like, we didn't do pictures. We didn't do nothing like that. So when you're in that life of crime, because you don't want your face, like, bro, you don't know when they watching you. And you don't know who they working with. You don't even want people in your business. Don't even put people in your business, because all it takes is one fucking snitch to bring down a whole enterprise. It take one nigga to put all y'all faces on the radar, on the map, and then the feds can start building the case. And the feds are the most patient niggas in the world. They will take 5 years, 7 years building a case on you. And you would think ain't nothing going on. And they just building the case piece by piece, putting everything together. So when they come, they're going to sit your ass down. So stay off the internet, man. Stay away. Flexing pictures of money, showing guns, all that shit. Like, stay off the internet.
You know, we got some high-profile names on this case. Y'all know we got Lady Duck as the lead defendant on this case. And a lot of people ask, how's the only female on this case the lead defendant? For y'all that's in the city, y'all done heard her name before. Y'all may know her. You already know Lady Duck is not playing. She was already sitting down on a state case for 30 flocks and had a release date. And now the feds have put the squeeze on her, and they finna take everybody down to MDC. And just to give y'all an idea of what Lady Duck got going on in this indictment, the feds got somebody on tap trying to sell Lady Duck a female for a rack. And if Lady Duck didn't want her, they said they was gonna sell her organs across the border. Lady Duck replied, what she look like? So that's the type of role they allege Lady Duck is playing in this indictment. But not only is Lady Duck on here, y'all know we got P4K out the Baby Stone Gorillas from BPS. Everything they was saying about dude, the feds are alleging that him and pretty much everybody else was involved in some nasty activity on Fig. Now with the RICO, you know they saying that the Hoovers are an enterprise, a full organization that's running a monopoly on the west side of South Central. And as the feds put it, they are operating from 4-tray to the one-way. But not only do they got the RICO charge, they got the sex trafficking of the minors by force, fraud, or coercion, transportation of a minor, sexual exploitation of a minor, drug trafficking, money laundering, and they got the firearm purchases stacked up against these dudes.
Firearm purchases too? Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
But overall, it's 24 victims, with 8 of them being minors. And what I've seen is ranging from ages 14 to 17. Some crazy work that's being alleged in this indictment. But this whole situation started off in February 2021.
8 minors. Oh my God, that's ugly. That's ugly, bro. 8 minors, bro.
Ended last week, August 7th, 2025, where they unsealed this indictment and turned the heat up on everybody. Now, February 9th, 2021, Lady Duck was caught with 9 racks, some fake pills that had that fentanyl in it, and a scale for distribution. This is the starting point
Wow.
where everything started to go left. And this is when the feds started to fully build their case on the Hoovers as a whole, not just the pimping. They pretty much got everything except for murders in this indictment surrounding the Hoovers. They've been studying their rivals. Of course, they well-known rivals and allies. Those facts are pretty well publicized in the streets and, of course, on the internet. But the feds are alleging that the Hoovers got about 1,800 active members right now, and they had 3 main strongholds in this operation. 2 of them being motels, one of them the Stadium Inn, and the other one the 110 Motel, with the Stadium Inn being on Vermont and the 110 Motel being off Florence. And the feds are also alleging that the House of Hotties off Fig, that little female clothing store, was one of the key pieces in helping strengthen the enterprise of the Hoovers. Now, the feds said they were studying the Hoovers for a long time, and they seen even if the Hoovers is having internal conflict between one of their sets, they noticed that when it was time to put in work, all the sets was coming together for Hoover. And this is what they using to prove that they running a full-fledged enterprise. And they also dug deep into how people was getting put on and who exactly was getting walked on because of their family ties into the Hoovers. Now, this is being labeled as a complex case because it has more than 8 defendants. It got 11 total. Well, like we said, Lady Duck.
Boy, see the cold thing about these RICOs, you will get shit thrown in a mix that ain't got shit to do with you just because of your affiliation, bro. You like, hold on, I don't even know this nigga. Wait a minute, but he from your set and he does this too. You know what I'm saying? Although this has nothing to do with y'all, it's all for the better good of the Hoovers. And they'll throw you a no and they're gonna pack it all together. That's the fucked up thing about this RICO shit. That RICO shit be fucking niggas over. But that RICO shit also be making these niggas talk too. That's what you gotta watch. Nigga, that's one thing these RICOs have shown you. Niggas get to singing.
P4K, Vermont Star, Tiny 3, Folo, J Money, Young Pope, and a few other dudes who are either associates or members of one of the Hoover sets in LA. And Vermont Star is the same dude that we spoke on in our Swan video, the dude that just robbed Day 3 homie of his chains. And Tiny 3 is King off Manchester, another rapper coming out the Hoovers.
Doing heads, pulling skits, nigga better keep a tool on them. 10 bands for a headshot and we gon' stand up. My cousin Wooty whoopin' Wooty wham, nigga, land on me. Fuck said trophy, nigga, long live the dead homie.
Now, a thing that we gotta stress, like we said, young.
Look what pictures they use on the news, y'all. Look at the pictures they use on the news. All of them got what? They made sure we're gonna put them all next to each other. Look, he got 3 pistols. He got 3 pistols. He got 1. He got 1. They're gonna make sure they sell this shit to the public like these niggas are what they are saying they are. You niggas got all these guns. You niggas is bad. Y'all criminals. Nigga, this is bad. This is bad.
P4K, we gotta let y'all know these charges and allegations we finna go through is nothing to play with, and they only pertain to the people that we talking about in this indictment. Just because you see Young Poke name, this ain't got nothing to do with the Poke that we know that's doing this entertainment shit. With P4K, this got nothing to do with the Baby Stone Gorillas. Like I said, these charges are nothing to play with, so let's not get silly with the internet shit just because you see some familiar names in this indictment. But what's being said is that all these defendants helped each other in one way or another in this human trafficking ring, whether it was with the minors or the adults. Everybody played a hand in keeping the grip on the operation. And everybody knows Fig, and we know what hood is on Fig. It said that to operate on Fig, you have to be in good standing with the Hoovers. And they also alleged that some people was paying taxes to play ball on Fig with some of the feet out there. But overall, that fear factor is what the feds are using to glue the Hoovers to a whole enterprise, resulting in this RICO. And the key thing that y'all gotta realize is the same shit every time. Instagram. Not only are these dudes using these music videos, but they using Instagram to prove the
look, money pictures, all that. That's what they gonna do. That's what they do every time and time again. We have seen the same tactic. They're gonna grab you up for all these charges, and then they're gonna collect all the pictures off your social medias to make it stick and sell it. Like, hey, look at all these guns he had. Look at all this money he had access to. Where does he work? He doesn't have a 9 to 5. How is he getting this much money? He's either flocking, he's pimping, he's driving foreign cars. His mother don't even own a foreign car. His family don't own a foreign. They're gonna find ways to sell this shit, and sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of times, these young niggas make it so easy for them, bro. And that's the fucked up thing. It's like, and I get it. I know y'all want to flex. I know that's the thing, man. Flexing and stunting and all that, but it's like when you can flex and stunt when it's legal though. Because when it's illegal, you don't want that. Yeah, in a moment, it's tight, it's dope. You're going to get praised for it. You're going to look good. You're going to get them clicks and likes. But at the end of the day, it's going to put some attention on you that you don't want on you from them people. Like, hold on, wait, who is this flexing $100,000? What does he do? You know what I'm saying? And that's going to trigger them to start searching and start digging.
Allegations in these indictments. The guns and the drugs are being shown on Instagram, shown in the music videos, and along with the weapon seizures and the seizure of the drugs, the feds are saying that the Hoovers are using this and keeping drugs and weapons around to protect their assets in these 2 motels and the clothing store. And they said it was also using the clothing store and the motels as stash spots for guns and drugs. And even though dudes like P4K is not from Hoover, they were still involving themselves in Hoover politics and in the Hoover enterprise. BPS is not mentioned once other than as an ally of Hoover in this indictment. But overall, the feds are alleging 441 overt acts that they using against all 11 of these defendants. So overt acts are going to be specific crimes and elements that the feds use as probable cause to set forth the indictment. And again, there's 441 different acts or crimes that were committed. Now, the feds start off by saying most
441 acts between 11 people. God damn. God damn. Between 11 people, 441 acts.
of these defendants was branding their names, tattooing their names on these victims. Some adults and some minors, with Lady Duck having her name on 4 people, Hands having his name on at least 2 people. Folo, aka Figure Four, also had his name on at least 3 people. Info had his name tatted on a 17-year-old girl on her face. And Vermont Star had his name tatted on a 17-year-old girl on her neck. Now,
that's crazy. That makes it so easy, right? That's like, hey, you can't deny it, nigga. Your signature is right here. Damn, this is crazy. Jesus, y'all.
But Lady Duck, the feds say she is a hood trophy. They got this in the indictment, say she's one of the lifelines of the set. And they got Jay Money on the conversation telling somebody that Lady Duck has been holding the set down money-wise for a long time. And it was time for him to start increasing his profits in the streets for the hood. So situations like these is why Lady Duck is seen as the lead defendant in this case. Like I said, she was already down for 30 flocks in 3 different counties and was in custody since July of last year. But they got her on tape beating multiple females, and there was that one tape that came out in the store where she was seen beating that pregnant female, where she alleged that that female was dissing the Hoovers.
All right.
All right, what, bitch?
All right,
I hope you got the same dress on, bitch.
What?
Fuck wrong with you, bitch, when you dissing the set, bitch.
I don't.
On the bed, bitch. ACG, this bitch on the set. Say sorry, bitch. Bitch, say sorry, bitch, for dissing the set.
But right before she went down for them flocks, April 26, 2024, she's seen at that Stadium Inn with a 14-year-old girl. Now, her and Jay Money both had hands in lacing this 14-year-old girl up, but she was the main person in dealing with this little girl. And the crazy part is, dudes was actually out here dealing with little girls. At one point, they said this girl had $200 at 2 a.m. And by 4 p.m. the next day, she had $1,500, bringing it straight to Lady Duck. And it got so crazy where the little girl's family ended up finding her at Stadium Inn, and Lady Duck told one of her homies that she's starting to look like a child predator out here, dealing with this little girl. Now, like I said, J Money was with her, and all these dudes was around this situation with a 14-year-old girl outside. But like I said, Lady Duck, extremely active in this section. When they needed burners, they was calling Lady Duck. She was caught on a phone call with an undercover space circulating, and she replied that Hoover won his head. And one of the main people she was dealing with was P4K. Now, you know, P4K to the end.
Oh, shit. This is crazy. This is crazy, y'all. Clearly, the feds been watching for some time, and they got it all together. They got all the shit they need, all the content that lives on social media, the pictures, the videos, whatever. They got it all together. It's now the rollout. Here, grab them up, and here's the rollout. We got you for this, 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 we got you for this. We got these tattoos on these minors, we got these tattoos on these minors. They built this case up. And that's the fucked up part about this shit. Like, the RICOs, man, you be out here doing it up, and sometimes you get blinded by the lights. You going too hard, you flexing too hard, you showing too much. And all you doing is helping this case that they've been building on you for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Damn.
Internet, he made a cold turn to the pimping. As soon as the rapping started to slow down, everybody saw it. The Baby Stones stopped producing music at the rate that they was producing it at, and P4K really took on this whole pimping moniker. And the feds started to use his rapping with glorifying the pimping and the gangbanging to build this case against him. But this dude was out here leveraging his rapping career, telling females that they could go on tour with him if they hit the blade for him. But on January 1st, 2023, it's like this nigga made the New Year's resolution to get pimping because the feds got him posting an ad for females to apply to his pimping and saying all applicants must be obedient. Again, all of this done on social media, Instagram.
Golly. Jesus, man. Why? Do y'all not... Youngins, the YNs, do y'all not think the police watch this shit? They literally have social media teams. They talk about this shit openly. They have teams they have created, departments they have created in these police. They have departments just for social media. Stay off that shit, man. Putting that illegal shit on there, stay off that shit. Trust me. It's going to help you in the long run, man.
Now, after that ad in January 2023, July 2023, P4K with a 16-year-old female. And not only was he trafficking her, the feds alleged that he was also having an intimate relationship with this 16-year-old girl as well in 2023. And like I said, he was seen with many Hoovers, but he was in deep communication with Lady Duck. At one point in the audio recording in the Instagram message, P4K stated to Lady Duck that he pimps minors over the age of 16 and under the age of 18. He admitted it out of his own mouth in his own audio recording.
God damn it. Jesus, bro.
Allegedly. So all the bad shit people were saying about P4K, you know, when you had them charges, that's one thing. But now when you get this paperwork, it's a whole nother ball game when you got the discovery on somebody. It's not looking good for this dude, and it's not looking good for any of these defendants. They all look like the bad people. And we seen a clip of Smack from back on Fig speaking about the child trafficking on Fig.
What is we gonna do about the prostitution out there?
Oh, shit. God damn it. Shout out to Smacky, man.
Kids walking February. No kids got to go to school and see this.
So let me just tell you, that's
Shout
an
out
issue
Smacky.
that when we started in the 90s, we were dealing with as well. The difference is that there were women that were on the streets then. Now they're girls that are on the street.
Babies.
Almost across the board, the girls are from the foster care system.
And you know, some people look at it in a way as if Smack was telling on the Hoovers, anything like that.
Nah. Don't say that. Nah, telling the Hoovers is crazy.
Is these is the bad people. Everybody in this case dealing with minors is bad. There's no way around it, no way to cut it. I feel like he spoke on what
This is let's for those of you who are going to try to run with that narrative smack. This interview was what, last month? They've been doing this RICO for how long? This is something that's been building up. So yeah, most people gonna see this and be like, "Oh, he helped." Like, no, he didn't help. He was just asked a question. But that is kind of like, it is gonna get looked at crazy when it's your own hood that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, damn. Yep.
he had to speak on, not necessarily implementing any of his homies, but shining the light on these members dealing with little kids. So Lady Duck, after she had that 14-year-old girl, May 2024, they got her on a phone call with Info talking about the hood is hot right now, and he's specifically hot, and that they come into the hood to pick up these minors off the blade. And everything was well known and publicized between these members from Hoover. Now with P4K, what we all seen was when he was beating on that chick on the blade. We had it in our blood report card video, him whooping on the chick from the blade. That whole situation, the backstory of that is crazy. So Info, again, Naziz Harris, a flagrant offender in this case. He had a 17-year-old girl earlier this year in January 2025 working for him. P4K ended up knocking the 17-year-old girl and taking her back to Harris, and both of them made the female choose. The female ended up choosing P4K, and Info basically asked P4K if he can punch on the female, the 17-year-old girl, as an exit fee. P4K allowed him to punch on the girl and took the female to Fig. Now, of course, shortly after she hit Fig, she went back to Info and left P4K and got back down on the blade for Info.
What the fuck? This shit sounds crazy.
P4K ends up pulling back up on her, and that's where we see him beating on that female on the blade. That was a little girl. And of course, the feds seen that, and they also are alleging that that video was a scare tactic that P4K intentionally put on the internet.
See, I was just about to ask, who the fuck posted this video? It's equivalent to the whole shit that happened with Loose Cannon posting a video, like, but you posted it yourself because you want to send a message? God damn, people. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. People, the feds watching is a real thing. That is a real thing. I don't know if motherfuckers think they're exempt from the feds watching them. The feds, watch what you say on these microphones. That's one thing you can say. Y'all don't hear me gangbang on this motherfucker. Y'all hear me say cuz. I don't, nigga, because they gonna keep tabs of everything niggas say on this motherfucker, man. They keep tabs of everything, and they will use it. And there'd be that one moment when you told that story, when you was in a moment with your homies on here on these mics, that you shouldn't have told. And they're gonna grab that little key moment that was probably just me and the homies shooting the shit, but you're not realizing you got thousands of people watching you. And within them thousands, you got feds watching you. So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful.
To show his other females that they need to be obedient to his pimping.
She said she gonna wet me every time. What?
Oh shit.
Hey, don't put me on no camera. Nigga, I'm coming hard about mine.
Oh, wait, you can hear him say, don't put me on no camera. So somebody still put him on camera. So, okay. See, they just said he wanted to be on there, but I don't know. He just said clear as day, don't put me on no camera.
Now, the feds allege that all these dudes was targeting females that was, of course, in foster care, runaways, and females that just grew up around the blade and somewhat close to the lifestyle. And of course, they know they was dealing with minors, so they was providing fake IDs.
Damn.
And some kidnapping was involved. Now, like I said with Info, Naziz Harris, he was told multiple times by his homies that dealing with minors was dangerous. But again, not only was he trafficking these females, he's also beating on them. He was going around the hood telling people how the minors is snitching on him about him pistol whipping them. But he had another 17-year-old girl around that same time where P4K had knocked him for the other minor, and the feds are alleging that he was producing explicit content with this little girl, along with beating on her and getting her hooked on pills. And what blew this dude up, he take this little girl across country, end up getting stopped, and the folks find this pistol. He tells this 17-year-old girl to take the charge for him. And of course, she snitches on him.
Oh my God, damn it. Oh my, everybody's making mistakes. This is the video. Listen, y'all, they're literally saying where everybody made mistakes at. And this is shit that they're all lining up. And this is where that's why I said this way they put everybody together as one. We're going to take this situation from over here when you was over here out of state. We're going to take your situation from on the internet, on Instagram when you was beating up the girl. We're going to take your situation from this, boo, boo, boo. We're going to take your, and we're just going to put all y'all together. Damn.
Nebraska put out the human trafficking of a minor charge on him, and he goes down in March 2025. And after that, they still have him pimping over the jail phone to his feet back in California. But somebody he was in heavy communication with.
Pimping minors is crazy.
Poke. Now, Young Poke is probably the worst person in this indictment in terms of allegations. Young Poke, real name Keandre Young. He started off with the 15-year-old girl. And then the feds allege that he starts having an intimate relationship with the 15-year-old girl.
See. This is where it gets, all this is just crazy. Like all these 8 minors, y'all. 8 minors. All these niggas finna have to be on Megan's Law, pedos, and y'all, yeah. And y'all actually fucking them. It's crazy, man. Shit's crazy.
And then they uncover, again, explicit content between Young Poke and this little girl. Multiple pieces of content, though. Then he goes ahead and secures a 17-year-old girl and whoops her feet in front of everybody. And this is when his other little females, his adult females, are approaching him about dealing with minors. And he goes on to berate them about how the minors are bringing in more paper than them. And then after all of that, he gets another 15-year-old girl. And this dude had the nerve to tell Info that dealing with minors was dangerous. And at one point, he threatened a 17-year-old girl with Lady Poke, saying he was going to have Lady Poke pull up and put them hands on her. But when the female tried to leave him, he goes on, ends up beating the girl and holding her hostage for 7 days straight. And the feds are alleging that he RAPE'd the chick as well, man.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is bad. I ain't gonna lie. I saw this headline today and all that shit, but I didn't see the full details. But these full details are fucking insane. Golly.
All bad dealing with these minors, and this is another reason why they say the gang banging and the pimping don't mix, man. These niggas went wild. They was doing too much. At one point, Info was in communication with Young Poke about one of his girls. The 17-year-old girl was saying that her head was hurt. Info asked her if she wanted to go to the hospital. She said no, because I'm not going to be able to explain these bruises on my face. Mind you, this is a kid. Now, Young Poke also had another 16-year-old girl with him, and when the feds caught up to him, he had a screenshot of Department of Child Services trying to get in contact with her because he had gaffled her up. And they further glued him to the enterprise when he recorded and posted when the Hoovers caught them dudes from Main Street slipping, and they had posted the video dissing the Main Streets and whooping on some shit. Now with Folo, aka Figure 4, he was on some whole other shit. Of course, the feds are alleging that they was in multiple states. Of course, Vegas is one of them, but they was at least operating in 9 different states. Folo was out here training his females to have them sticky fingers. And everybody sees it that this situation happened because all these females is talking. The feds have made contact with all 24 of these victims clearly, and they all snitching. And when you putting these females in these
damn, that's just crazy.
bad positions, having them yanking the clients, they running and scared for their life. You having them taking gun charges, they gon' tell on your ass. But it said Figure 4 sent this chick to steal a Rolex, and when she came back, he punched her in the back of the head. Like I said, he was putting her in the line of fire, putting himself in the line of fire. And they alleged that he ripped her hair out, she pointed a gun at him, and he ended up breaking the female nose. Now, right before Lady Duck went down in 2024, she already knew that the feds was on them. I don't know if it was because of the flocking, but she made multiple statements that spots were under investigation, including hers on 88. The people that rode up there and they noticed somebody throwing a gun out of her house. They had a lot of people meeting up and a lot of the females on 88 as well. But I believe it's because they was making the spot hot. Dudes like J Money. The feds also alleged he was branding females with tatting his name on their face. But after the chick got his name tatted on the face, he ends up hitting the bitch with the car and told her no matter where she go, he gonna groove her ass. They was truly gorilla pimping out here, man, squeezing these females and these minors for everything they had. And then Matthew Brooks, Buddha, aka Vermont Star, the bad people. He also had himself a 17-year-old little girl on the blade, and he was beating on her.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, y'all. Yeah, this ain't gonna end good at all for y'all. This is all bad. How long was, golly. This is bad, bruh. This is definitely gonna be a huge hit, but nigga, pimping on minors is where y'all fucked all the way out. Listen, that's where y'all fucked all the way up. There's gonna be zero sympathy for that. Zero sympathy. Zero sympathy for that. Shit. They about to throw these niggas under the jail, boy. They finna try for sure.
Feds got him allegedly stuffing the chick in the trunk and driving with her from Fig all the way to Riverside. And when they got to Riverside, he beat on her some more. Now, the 17-year-old female ended up getting pregnant by Vermont Star, telling him she got pregnant, and he kicked her in the stomach to where she started to bleed out of a specific place of her body. Y'all know what
This is wild. God fucking Lee.
I'm saying. And then he proceeded to stab her in the leg with a pair of scissors. 17-year-old girl. Now, after this, he ends up shooting at the female, almost hitting her in the face, and he beat her again, chipping her tooth and knocking her braces loose. Now, on top of this, like I said, they was already patrolling Fig. I said people have to be sanctioned to play ball on Fig. He caught somebody that wasn't sanctioned with Info and Tiny 3. They robbed this dude, stole his car, and they took it to a chop shop and chopped it up. So like I said, the pimping and the gangbanging, they doing both. It really blew everything up, along with, of course, doing the nasty work, dealing with minors. Now, Tiny 3, like I said, he was with Gray on that move, but Tiny 3 was also tripping. T-John Gray, he was looking for some new feet, ended up pulling up on another 17-year-old girl fresh out of school at the bus stop. Jumps out on this female, pours some motor oil on her, and his homie come up and rob the chick for the gold chain. Again, a whole lot of playing with these minors brought them some unwanted attention. Tiny 3 also drove to San Bernardino's blade and tried to kidnap 2 females. It said they had them in the car, but some way the females had got loose. And they had Tommy Guns March of this year, right when that 6-0 indictment was popping off. He's on a jail call, locked up in LA County, pimping the females over the phone.
Come on, man. Come on. No way. No way. No way. Over the phone on a jail phone? Jesus Christ.
This is how they built this whole situation on the Hoovers, man. They was doing a whole lot, and then on top of that, they hit them with the money laundering, playing with the paper on Apple Pay and Cash App, advertising the drug sales on social media, also talking about gun deals with they females. The females is snitching. Now they got the same guns that they said they was buying in the music videos, and recording themselves beating on the females and posting it to social media. Social media is one of the main things that glued this indictment together on the Hoovers.
You know what I'm saying? Social media, bro. They gonna put the piece. These watch, man. Listen. In the next 2-3 years, these podcasts is gonna get another hood hit hard. Probably less than that. It like, bro, all this shit, like this shit is really a drug that people can't help. It's an addiction, man. Like to know, like, hey, you post this shit, there's a chance the feds are gonna see it and they're gonna build a RICO on you, but you can't resist from doing it. It's like you chasing a high, bro. Like what is this high you're chasing? You chasing the likes? You chasing the comments and the likes? You know if you go on the internet and post this, or if you go on the internet and say this is gonna put you on the radar. And some niggas can't help it. They just can't help it.
Hoovers, man. Of course, like I said, 24 victims, 8 minors, a bunch of talking and telling, but you giving the people so much glue on Instagram. And y'all know with charges like these, the government has put a notice of requested detention. And for each one of these defendants, they got multiple reasons why they probably not gonna make bond. Number one, they requiring all the defendants to be present at their appearance, which is a no-brainer, but they also stating that there's a risk of safety for other people in the community. Those are the main 2 reasons for pretrial detention on all 11 defendants. The next one is gonna give y'all some insight as to what it's looking like in terms of time being faced. The presumptions applicable to pretrial detention is everybody's facing an offense with 10 years or greater maximum penalty and committing a crime involving a minor. They're also stating that everybody's at risk of fleeing. You know, these are heavy charges. It's not looking good on this indictment, but that's the cost to playing with these little kids out here, man. Now,
damn. So out of the 11, they're saying, look, all y'all motherfuckers getting a minor charge. Now, did they say all 11 was dealing with minors? Did they say all 11? That's where it gets tricky. If it wasn't all 11, it get tricky. Like, hey, nigga, we hitting you with this minor charge, nigga. Yeah.
we know the Hoovers right now, they work.
Oh, they say all of them? Oh, okay. Yeah, damn. They like, nigga, you done mixed the gangster with the ism. You definitely be hearing that. You be seeing that. I don't even think niggas should be on podcasts talking about if you current day pimping. You current day trapping, pimping, you shouldn't be on podcasts. You shouldn't be on the internet talking about it. If you still 2 feet in the game, you should not be on internet, podcasts, Instagram talking about it. They are going to use that shit. They're going to use it. They don't play with that shit. Y'all think they play with that? They don't play with that, bro. Sex trafficking, they're not playing with that.
First starting to get a buzz, man. They had some motion at No Jumper. They formed a little rap group, but then everything went tragic on A-Trey Hood Day. We're not going to speak about that. And now this comes out about the Hoovers, man. As we see, the feds are still in the city. They not going nowhere. Y'all got to tighten it up with the social media and doing too much in the streets. But for everybody that was dealing with minors in this indictment, everybody's the bad people, allegedly. Again, these are all allegations, but man, y'all see the paperwork. Y'all knew we was gonna bring it to you. It's not looking good for anybody in this case. Y'all.
Damn, bro. 8 minors, y'all. Jeez. All right. Let's see. That was a Hoover federal indictment paperwork, Lady Duck, and P4K RICO. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I mean, this is going to be an ugly one, y'all. They have all the information stacked up, clear as day. They got videos to go with it. They said all the girls are snitching. I mean, then you got minors. Of course, you shouldn't even be dealing with no minors. Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on, man. Like, these are kids, bro. What you think? Like, come on, man. I mean, this is ugly, bro. This is ugly. This is probably, I don't know what they said. I saw it today. They said this is the first something they did in LA with this. I gotta look that up. What they said. It was the first type of what did they do? What did they say? Was it dealing with pimping? Was it the first one they did in LA dealing with pimping? Pimping RICO? It was something like that. Something like that. It was the first. I know they said it was the first ever of them doing this type of RICO. But yeah, man. It's crazy. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Be sure to smash the like, and as always, get ready for the next reaction.